Hello all and welcome to this edition of Olsem Wanem, where we feature the 2017 PNG Women's Forum in the Highlands Region. While it is the 4th PNG Women's Forum, it is the first to be held outside of Port Moresby, taking the Women's Forum to the regions of PNG. Tonight, we share some highlights of the event. Coming up next are messages from the forum host, U.S. Embassy and PNG Tribal Foundation.
When I arrived a year ago, it was evident that the women of Papua New Guinea, at least the urban women of Papua New Guinea, are mobilized. They're looking for opportunities. They're seeking advancement and fulfillment. What we didn't know is how urban-centric that was. So this year, at the request of the women of Papua New Guinea, we've moved our women's forum, our 4th women's forum, to Goroka, because we want to be closer to the ladies, closer to the women that are in the communities that are going to make a difference on women's empowerment in the country. And I'm just overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed to see how they are already heavily participating at the community level in women's groups, in youth groups, and even in village governance. Because that's really the backbone of starting to have more women in politics and successful in business. So I'm excited to see that already women across the country are probably mobilized and they're going to make a difference. Because after all, Papua New Guinea is a leader in the Pacific, and the Pacific needs more women involved in governance. Now you might ask, why more women in governance? If you look at any indicator of a healthy democracy, one of the indicators is the participation of women. Women are focused on issues which are important to families and important to the health of a society. Focused on education, focused on health, they're focused on youth, childcare, future planning, things that are important for any government. 2 or 3 things I've noticed here. One is the traits that make people successful in government or in business are right here in the Highlands. These are hardworking people. These are people that are looking for continual improvement in their lives, their families, and their communities. And these are people who have good communication skills. And of course, they're optimistic people with resilience. That doesn't have a gender. That could be male or female. But that's the foundation of success. They have that here in spades. It's so exciting to see and to meet these people. Secondly, they're very politically oriented. They know a lot about their politicians. They're passionate about politics. And what I heard this morning from the audience during our discussion were really 3 points they made about the elections. Number 1, they endorse the concept of having women have different polling places. I know that's something that's been discussed in Papua New Guinea before, and the Electoral Commission has floated it this year. They like the idea of having a place where women can go and vote on their own and make their own choice. They reinforce the importance of that choice and thinking for themselves and thinking of the interests of women, family, and their communities. Secondly, I heard the women say, and the men, that they'd like to learn more about how to be involved in politics, how to campaign, how to raise funds. And it occurred to me there really isn't a training program. And so many people have to run over and over again, like Julie Sosa, which is admirable because that's what it takes. There really is no shortcut to get into national politics. You have to build from the community level on up to get the skills, the exposure, and the foundation, the support of the people around you in order to succeed at the national level. But it would help, I think, for both male and female candidates if there was more opportunity for them to be trained how to run an effective campaign, how to raise funds, and how to be an effective member of parliament, too. I'm not sure if we have that right now. The third thing I heard from the people loud and clear is that they'd like the government of Papua New Guinea to reconsider placing women in parliament like the 2010 legislation where we're going to create 22 seats, 1 from every province, to serve in parliament so there'd be more women voices at the table. And that would be a healthy democracy. After all, women are 50% of any democracy.
Misai round lo planti hap, wanim hap migo misai holim net blong ol big man lo America or Exxon or Husat na misai talk. You mean must help him online lo Bush lo PNG. Na me like talk him Yupla, Olsem Yupla, emol displa Mary. Yupla got displa power na strength lo life lo yupla. Me look him lo eye lo yupla. Lo way yupla come long way through na yupla come na sit down na heavy yupla side feel him. Yupla all strong bla Mary. Now you no can lose ting lo influence blow yupla. Now opportunity blow yupla. You me share him one pla dream. This la dream. Plenty money no side talk long em. That's all let me stop lo bell blow you me. Me believe for Olsem somewhere over the rainbow. This la dream by come up. This la dream on. Someday, women of PNG, they won't only fly, but they will soar. And Papua New Guinea will become an example to the rest of the Pacific Islands of what a country can do to change and respect and value its women. Wanem something he stop inside lo this la dreaman. Some la lik points he stop. This la dreaman em talk all pikinini Mary, no all big pla Mary, all he can save, no all he can round inside lo place blang all yet, na all he no can worry lo kisim bagara. M1 la something. Na culture blow yumi by talk you no nap paiti Mary. One blood day, culture blow yumi by talk you no nap paiti Mary. Suppose you paiti Mary, by you kiss him time no good. One blood time and by come up lo this la dream man. Me like talking you pla. You me say look him old man say paiti Mary. Now bagar happy Mary. Now walk him some like kind passing no good through. Me say look him lo eye blow me because of work blow me pla long old Mary. This pla is no normal. Now pla something and by all young pla Mary na all Mary by got opportunity lo use him God give him potential blong all lo come up want him something all he like come up now all he can put him value blong all inside lo country blow you me. No got one blah by talking all of same. No got you married that's all. No can talk this la talk blow me. Me sa less true lo this la kind talk because me sawe Mary and mama. Now also am Governor Jufa talk. One blah day, one blah Mary but come up Prime Minister lo this la country blow you me. Now me like him not blah something lo this la dream man also me blah all get that can appreciate Mary. Me blah can appreciate na value all lo life belong all. M1 plus big plus something. Me plus lo tribal foundation, me plus I talk gender appreciation. Man must appreciate the Mary must appreciate the man. Two plus walk one time. No can crossfight go come. You know contest. Why by you me walk him contest? You me walk one time, na partner one time, na country blow you me by go on top straight. So me like or same one blood day this la dreaman all young blood Mary blow me pla lo Papua New Guinea. All by Save lo value belong all yet.
Don't go away. When we return, we bring you another forum host, PNG's Department of Community Development, sharing more on the National GBV strategy and an update on the informal economy. Welcome back to Olsem Wanem. We continue now with two significant highlights from another host of the PNG Women's Forum, which is the Department of Community Development. Next for you is Jean Sliviak, the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Community Development. She shares some of the goals and achievements in the government's response to gender-based violence in PNG. We also feature Stephen James, who shares an update on the informal economy.
The National Gender Equity and Social Inclusion Policy, that is the one that I've mentioned that's being engineered by the Department of Personnel Management. And this policy has been grounded within the Department for Community Development in terms of mainstreaming by having a position created within the Department for Community Development, which is headed by Ms. Kavo, which sits in the Office of Secretary to give prominence to the importance of this GESI policy, and it's implemented through the management of Ms. Kavo. We also have the National Gender-Based Violence Strategy for 2015 and 20. As I've said, this strategy is being engineered very closely with oversight and guidance from our Executive Director for Office of Development of Women, Ms. Gail Tatsi, in close partnership with UNDP. We have a strategy in place which has been endorsed by NEC last month. It is ready to be launched and it will be implemented. Government now has a strategy which is intentionally put forth for coordination of all programs and projects dealing with GBV in a coordinated manner, so that reporting back on those issues reach up to Department for Community Development Secretary, and we report to the Minister for the Development, Community Development, Youth and Religion, who can report to NEC on statistics of the differences that have happened in the projects and programs relating to addressing GBV in country. Under the GBV strategy, there will be an establishment of a national secretariat. This secretariat will be responsible to coordinate GBV programs, projects, implementation, and reporting to Go PNG agency under the Office for Development of Women and supported by Gender and Development and Human Rights branch within the department to Department for Community Development. And we want to coordinate that. So there's a coordinating mechanism will be there. So when we do those work, we want to report on our work. And we want to show to government that, look, this is what the churches are doing in Enga. This is what the private sector is doing in Medang. You know, this is what this provincial administration is doing. We want to show government through the reporting process under a coordinated mechanism that we are making a difference as far as GBV is concerned. The importance of identity and national identity that our co-MC and Registrar General was alluding to is we're not just estimates. We're not just statistics. We have an identity as women. And if we're found being a victim or a survivor, we want our stories to be told, going forward, reporting through, and having it done in a coordinated manner so government can have some statistics to show forth that yes, we're making a difference in the life of these women.
Kami bawa ke presentasi lo informal economy. Informal economy operate outside lo law regulation or policy lo government. You miss a talk informal sector, but informal sector also referring lo online salam smooth point or street vendors. So we talk informal economy by including online lo you mean all rural areas, all place where all mama salam kumulo market, all lugatim kakaruk, all salam kau all stuff inside the informal economy. Because informal economy, you mean as a paying tax, now you mean as a register one time IPA. Kami review policy. We come up on the three main activities for this year, and it might go on to next year and so on. The first action plan, the first activity, we start and finish. We are in the third or fourth year now. Even though the policy was under review, we still managed to implement one arm of the policy. Okay, informal economy policy, we got two plan principles. One plan financial inclusion and the other one is public goods and services. Financial inclusion and also asking all the man merilo popan gini masawe one bank staff, how lo opening bank account, how lo reading on bank statement, how lo pulmabing withdrawal form, how lo pulmabing deposit slip, all like leak information. Okay, the next arm is public goods and services. Talk law, government must provide services such as a roof over a marketplace or market stall, water and sanitation. These are something when government must provide for our people in the informal economy. The second action plan is the national audit of informal economic activities. This is an activity we are planning to undertake this year and onwards. I'm kind of a stock taker. You store now, but you clear. Let's check him. Wanem something in Salem finish. Wanem something in Salem area. So we want to take a stock take of who is doing what, where it is happening, how it is happening, how many people are doing it, whether it is done in the night, in the afternoon, or during the day, whether it is done only a few days, or whether it is done throughout the week, whether it is done during special days, or whether it is done on Sunday and Saturday alone. So what we are trying to do now is we want to have a raw, honest, verified, clear, true data of the informal economy. Those people, those marginalized ones, who are suffering, who are crossing flooded rivers, who are walking through mud, swamps, who are battling 5 hours to reach the nearest market, we want them to be included in government policy, in government planning, in government regulations. Next plan, and the last action plan, is vendor association. Now, as I said earlier, with the introduction of the law, all mamas are Salem to street. All city rangers goals are housing all broken table block, money block. We want to put the vendors into an association so that they have a group, a voice, a recognition. Okay. Tamibra review this law, we made mention of the vendors association in the law. So the vendors now have a legal right to operate. But we have to operate within the laws. You have a right, but you also have a responsibility. Your responsibility is to operate within the laws and regulations of the country.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. The recent PNG Women's Forum in the Highlands Region had available many different valuable workshops for the women and men who attended. One of those workshops focused on communication with Kate Hansen. Good communication is a key to success. It spreads knowledge and information among people. Coming up next is Kate, who shares communication tips, especially when sharing your story.
From Washington, D.C., where I'm based. I work as a consultant in the United States, and for the past decade I've worked in American politics and advocacy. I've been really lucky. I've traveled for a number of campaigns. I've traveled in the last 5 and even 10 years across the United States. I've been in about 30 of our various 50 states, either working on events or on different races, similar to the parliamentary races that you would have here. And I've just been very grateful because I've been able to meet a wide variety of people in different walks of life. America is an incredibly diverse country, and my work has really taken me to a bunch of different places I probably wouldn't have seen otherwise. I hosted in my Liklikboongs some communication sessions, some skills on basic building blocks of how you would develop a message and how you would use that message to communicate, whether, for example, you're doing so on behalf of an organization, an NGO, maybe a civil society group, even a religious group, how you might use some of those skills to communicate on behalf of your business, or even for some of the individuals who are in the sessions who may want to run for office. And my hope is that by providing those basic skills, participants would be able to use them to develop a compelling message to talk about either why they're running for office or why the work that their organization does is important. It was really a way to find a thoughtful, deliberate way of telling the story that I believe everyone already has. But I do hope that through improving communication skills, women in PNG in particular could achieve a couple aims. I have been really struck as I've spent time here in Moresby and up in the Highlands and meeting various women, particularly who came to the forum, about how incredibly strong and really resilient the women of PNG are. It is just awe-inspiring. And I think that a number of women already recognize that they have a story to tell, and it's a matter of finding the building blocks that they need to tell their story over and over, because that can be very difficult to do. And so what we focused on were both tactics for developing a message about the work that they may do or the experiences that they have had, and also trying to build confidence, which is tough. And I know it is a long process and takes some time. And I would hope that the skills that we worked on would be items that women could take to tell their own story in, say, in an economic environment or in the home environment. I think in terms of women running in politics, there are a lot of similar elements. You want to be able to connect with voters, connect with possible constituents, and so we need to be able to use those skills to talk about why we would be a good candidate to support and why we want to work to improve our own community. So what we talked about in the workshops was thinking through our message. Our message, simply put, is a thoughtful, deliberate way of telling the story about the work that we do or the products that we sell, or again, for instance, why we might want to run for office. And I think the parts of that are thinking through being able to express why we do that work, and then why someone would support either our business, the organization we work for, or our candidacy. Another important part of that will be developing, for many women, a communications plan. Again, maybe not so much as if they're using the tips to communicate individually day to day, but if they are speaking on behalf of an organization or talking about their organization's work or standing for office, being able to lay out the goals that they have, their audience, who they need to reach, and then the message that they'll use to reach that audience. I'd say that I certainly recognize those cultural barriers that are present in PNG and a number of maybe mindset that we walk into here, especially in a more traditional community. To that I would say it's a process over time. But the way that I think we overcome that step by step is by, first of all, as women sharing our own stories, because we need to hear ourselves speak out and raise our voices. And again, that I understand that can be very hard to do. But I think that the other side of that is that we never know what other younger women may be listening and what other younger women we may end up being role models to that we don't even know about. I think that the power of us raising our voices individually is that it has a ripple effect. And this kind of change certainly takes time. I am a very strong proponent of more women running for office and standing for election, but I know that that's very easy to say and very difficult to do. And so what it will take is all of us over time putting ourselves out there and raising our voices just a bit more.
That's the end of this edition of Olsem Wanem. If you'd like to watch more from Ambassador Ebert-Gray, PNG Tribal Foundation President G.T. Bustin, and the Department of Community Development, follow our Facebook page where you can watch longer videos of their presentations. Don't forget to join us next week, same time here on EMTV, as we feature community-based planning project in Manus Province and the Pari Mangrove Project. Until next time, I'm Florence John Duo, and on behalf of the Olsem Wanem team, thank you for watching. Take care.